Alright, y'all, we back with another Solo Leveling Arise video, and today we're going to be going over a character I've done in the past that I said that I would do in the future, of course, as usual. As I do with all the characters, of course, so far that I've done in this, I guess you could call it, series, is basically I like to do where the character has no dupes and then showcase them at their I'd say, I wouldn't say their highest potential, but let's say they're very on average high potential, right? On average, let's not say they're highest. Like we didn't reach the ceiling with them, but we reached up there. So basically, the character that we're going to be going over today is Emma, right? We got the dupes, right? I'm gonna put all 5 dupes into her, and then we're going to showcase her at what she can do at her max potential, right? Compared to other characters. So I will be doing the bear boss as usual, but I'm going to see if I can find some kind of boss that has a break gauge. We'll see, maybe a neutral kind of boss. I don't want to go into a boss that kind of is weak to her, but we'll see. Maybe I might do the Viridescent Forest Mage or whatever the hell his name is. All right. So yeah, we're just gonna put these 4 dupes into her, and we're gonna cook. All right. So now we got 5 dupes, right? So we're gonna be at her with her max potential, right? I'm gonna just quickly gloss over her dupes, right? So you can see what they kind of do. And then you could just kind of like pause if you want to take a look at it, but I'm not going to go into too detail about them. This is more so a showcase and build guide, right? Or a guideline, right? For people who are just not playing. But yeah, this is the main reason why I'm going to, need to fight on a break character, a character or enemy, excuse me, an enemy that has break gauge because I need to be able to activate this, right? Okay, so now we have that out of the way, padding and down. I'd like to just quickly go over, a sheet that a fellow creator, we could call it, made on Twitter, and they constantly update these and change it as time goes on, and it looks really nice visually. So I'd like to thank them for allowing me to use this on my videos because it does help give you the basically you could see with your eyes, right? To see visually, it's much easier to take in and understand, right? So let me just find it real quick. So basically, this is what I'm talking about. This is the visual sheet, and basically, it's going to tell you kind of the things that you want to run and so forth, right? So you have your skill priority, and then your pros and your cons about the characters. I'll of course talk about this, right? I'll talk about some of this. I'm not going to go too crazy into all of this of what he said, but I'm going to, read some of it and then give you my own opinion and my own iteration on it, basically, because there might be some things that I may or may not agree with, right? Okay, so of course, your skill level up priority is going to be burn up. Burn up is going to be one of your high damaging skills. Of course, your ult as well, but you're mainly going to be trying to focus your burn up because that's going to be your entire kit is using burn up. Now you have your core attack, flare strike, right? It does good damage. Then your QTE, then your ultimate, and then these are kind of like your last ones. These are the least amount of importance. Like your support is usually always the last importance, right? And then your normal attacks or whatever, and then your flame cleaves. This one's okay. This is the one that you're going to be using to actually, I believe, activate your heat exhaustion. I could be mistaken. We'll get into it when I look over her skills again. It's been quite some time since I last used her. It's been a bit, so do excuse me if I play a little bit scuffed, but we're just going to do it, straight up raw first impression, just like that, bro. Next up, we have her cons. Her single target damage isn't really good. That's true. In a lot of cases, it's not that good, but like she does really well at going and cleaving through areas just with the burn up skill. Emma's break and shield capability is lackluster compared to other viable tankers. She just don't slash can't break that fast and don't give that much shield. So yeah, obviously she doesn't give that much shield, but she can break fast if you do run her on the break set. Now it's not a crazy amount, but if you have dupes, she can be a breaker easily. But she does good damage. She does good wave clear, all that. She is skill reliant, so overusing her as a long fielder might result in her exhausting her MP really fast. This is very true. I usually have this issue with a lot of characters where they run out of MP quickly. Just to note, they did put this as a con, but they do need to keep in mind that they are running the concentration of power set, which it may be her best set because obviously you want to focus a lot on her skills. The biggest issue is that you have your basic skill cooldown reduction, which makes you spam your skills even faster. But on top of that, you also have like a 20% MP consumption increase. So it's really good, but really bad at the same time. It's very hindering. So she's basically, her playstyle is very similar to Wong, where you just get in there, do your skills, and get out of there, right? You don't want to be on the field for too long. Now, her pros: tank with the widest skills AoE. Yes, this is the wave clear and all that. One of the most versatile characters, can heal self damage buff and give shields. So yeah, I mean, she has it all. We've seen it in her kit before. Very versatile. She can fit into literally almost any team. You can bring her anywhere. She fits every content. Yep, just like as I said. And she is an overtuned unit. Means 2 OP. Yes. So basically, her and Sayo are like on those top levels of units that shouldn't even be this OP at all. Like they should not be this tanky and outputting that much damage. It. Just makes no sense. They had no clue what they were doing when they made this character. Best friend Lee Ju Hee. This is the main reason why they say this is because, of course, you're going to be running out of MP really quickly. So you would use her with Emma, and now you can, regen your MP, right? Honestly, Emma is that versatile. You can just drop her in any team comp and it will work just fine. Yes, we already know this. She doesn't really need anyone, right? She doesn't need anyone, but she does work well with Choi if you do try to use her as a main DPS. And yeah, this is just going over how she's like literally almost the perfect unit, bro. Now your artifact sets. Now, artifact sets you can have. So what they have listed here is the two HP and then the two crits, right? The reason for this is because obviously they're trying to scale their HP higher because it gives you more damage, and then you have the two crits because then of course you want to be able to crit with her. In my opinion, I'd probably still go 4 crits just because 8% more HP isn't going to be a drastic change, especially if you do manage to roll HP as substats, right? There's only so much that your percentage of HP can actually scale up on, right? So in my opinion, I'd probably just go full 4 crit damage, right? Because then you at least able to get, I believe, 32% more crit damage. That's what I would run, a full 4 crit set. But this is what he has put. Obviously, I'm pretty sure he has done his own testing, he or she. So I'm not going to say it's bad. I just prefer myself the full crit set, and that's the one I've tested before. Now, in other cases, when you're running her in, like, let's say a support scenario, I'd recommend the dedicated breaker one, which is solid analysis, right? Because this is basically if you're trying to use her as a breaker. In my case, I don't need her as my main DPS because I have really nice DPS characters. I usually use her as a breaker, so when I showcase her, I will be showcasing her with the break set on. In terms for accessories, now there's a bunch of different options for accessories because she's a good character, but you're just trying to maximize her damage. Now, really, your only options here is probably concentration of power and behemoth. The reason why I say this is because concentration power, it does very good damage. You're focusing on her skills. She reduces the cooldown of the basic skills. The only problem is MP consumption, so it's really recommended that you use Li Juhi with her. But if you're not running concentration power, Executioner is also a very good set. This is the set that I use because this makes her flexible in every situation. I don't need to focus on having an MP regen or anything of the sort. I could just slap her on, and I know I won't waste as much MP. But do keep in mind the boss or enemy has to be below 70% HP to utilize its effects, right? But yeah, as it says right here, any purpose DPS. That's the whole reason why I probably prefer using this over this because you do need to have like a dedicated support, which is lead you heat to MP regen, so you don't run out of MP. It's very similar to Huang, but at least Huang does such big bursts of damage, you don't really use that much MP. And then, of course, you have the Aquamarine. The Aquamarine is all right because it lowers attack, right? And then it increases your team's attack, so that makes her more of a support. And of course, since all her damage scales from HP, that it's not really going to hinder her that much. But in my case, I'd probably run Executioner and then Veer this in. And then the skeleton set or whatever the hell it's called, the ones that look like skeleton bones and all that stuff, that one you don't want to use on her because even though she's versatile and can, form to any situation she's in, the issue arises is that she can self-heal as well and give herself shield. So it's very hard to keep or maintain the threshold below HP threshold so that way you can have that damage boost. So yeah, this is the whole reason why he selected these kind of sets. So yeah, that's going to be the end of talking about that. We're just going to move back into the game, right? So now that we know that, we're going to talk about her weapon. Her weapon also increases damage dealt to targets affected by the break effect. So it's really important. This is why I'm going to be doing a boss that has break, so that way I can showcase her a little bit better, right? These are going to be her skill level ups, right? And then, of course, we have my gear. So they're all pretty decent. Nothing too crazy. I do have a bunch of damage reduction for no absolute reason, but I still managed to have a good stat spread, which I will show you right about now. So crit hit rate 47%, crit hit damage 181%. Defense pen is very low comparably to what I normally try to aim for on my characters, which is usually at least 10%. Damage increase is getting close to where I also aim for. I also have a 10% damage reduction, which was complete opposite effect that I wanted because I actually wanted 10% defense pen. But I mean, you win some and you lose some, so I mean, it is what it is. Can't have the most perfect sets, right? Okay, so now we're just gonna, get off of that real quick, and then we're gonna actually showcase her in seeing what she can actually do. Hopefully, I don't kind of butcher her because I haven't actually used her in quite some time. So first up, we'll just do the normal bear, right? I'll try to make this as quick as possible, right? Excuse me, wrong. Completely forgot. Go to hunters, right? We'll do the bear because I normally do that with every character, right? So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna use Min. Where is my friend Min? Whoops, not Min. We use Min. I'm gonna swap them real quick and move Min here. Put Choi, and then put back Emma. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And then we're not gonna put Shouts because the Shouts always get in my way when I'm trying to showcase these. Of course, QTE is also a big factor in her kit too, so I want to get those QTEs off as well. See how much damage she can output. It's 5 dupes though. 5 dupes. Okay, got the increased damage taken on him, right? Got hit for some reason. Okay, and I dashes so quickly, I don't know what's going on. Beating the hell out of me. Fine though. The first rotation is not important. Holy, look at that damage. Look at that damage. That is crazy. That was like, that had to be a million, bro. That had to be a million on just one skill, right? Because you just couldn't see the damage just simply due to the fact that it was just so many hits all at once. And that was her, AoE cleave, right? So it's like, that's why it's so good versus, mobs. Okay, that's fine. Just go into this. Go into this. Right? Right? And we're gonna do a heat exhaustion. Boom. And then we're gonna use the ult. Let's see how much damage we do here. I literally couldn't even see the damage, but I know it was a lot. That is crazy. And also keep in mind, like I said before, the set that I'm using right now is the break set. Of course, if you use more like damage focus oriented sets, like if you try to max more out for more HP and more crit and stuff like that, you can do way more damage than I do. Because I obviously had to sacrifice some rolls just to be able to get, the stats I needed, right? So overall, pretty good. I actually really like how she plays. She feels really nice. Unfortunately, I am a Huang enjoyer, and I don't think I'll ever use her that often, aside for using her when I need to break. Now we're just going to go into a different piece of content. We're going to see a boss that can break. Let's see. I actually haven't done this yet. I haven't done this since it actually came out. So we'll just do one key on both, because I'm going to have to do both anyways, right? So we'll just make a team right here, just straight off the bat. We'll just call it some random thing, right? So we're gonna do this one, and then we'll swap him out and put Emma, right? And this will be my team for this guy. Not that I'm ever gonna do him, because I mean, you know what? Actually, I'm just gonna play it back. I don't even know what that team is for, and I probably won't even need a team for that anyways, right? I'm not gonna put any shadows because I mean, the shadows are gonna get in my way once again, and we're just gonna go in raw just like this. This is going to showcase her a little bit better because I believe this boss does have a break gauge. So I'll be able to, showcase her break potential while the enemy is weak to fire, and then of course also showcase her damage at the same time, right? And since I haven't 3-starred this before or done it, I won't have any damage increases to the boss. Although this is a much weaker boss, so I don't know how much good of a showcase it's going to be, but it's mainly for the break dodge that I'm doing this anyways, right? Okay, well, that was a lot quicker than I expected. I didn't even get to showcase it. Okay, we're probably gonna have to do it on some kind of neutral because I don't think I'm gonna be able to find another way to actually showcase this properly without killing the boss too fast. Very unfortunate. So yeah, I'll get back to this in a sec once I find a boss I can do. So the boss we're gonna do is actually gonna be from the floor 26 boss. So I've looked for some other bosses, but it's kind of very difficult to find specific bosses in that I need that don't kill too fast because I mean she did too much damage, so it was kind of too hard to showcase her. So Battlefield Trials really is the only way to do it because I mean, they have inflated HP. So yeah, we're just gonna do it on this boss. I'm probably gonna be getting hit a lot, but it's fun. It will be, at least show how beefy she is while I'm doing it, right? Got the Archer. She moves a lot too. Bit annoying, but it's fun. Do that. Do that. Look at all that damage. As you can see, her skill recovery is very fast, very quick. I'm killing all the other mobs just by actually passively playing, like I'm accidentally killing them. But she has a very quick MP regen, right? Not MP regen, skill regen. Now we're just gonna go into the second rotation real quick. What's it? Choi. Have to be careful. I don't want to kill the boss too quick. So, as you can see, I was close to breaking her. Her break isn't the craziest thing ever, but she can definitely do breaks. I feel like that's where it kind of makes her actual weapon kind of fall off a little bit because you do extra damage to broken targets. But I mean, aside from that, her damage is still really so nice that it's like, even if you're not using her for a break, she's definitely going to be a very strong character for you just to actually perform in any type of content because of how flexible she is and the amount of damage she outputs and the burn, constantly burning the enemies. It just makes her really good. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to showcase how well that she would do in her actual like break performance because realistically, I have to do like the very, very hard content. The ones that are really good to do that are usually the battlefield, the time challenges and stuff like that. And I just haven't done it yet, and I just don't feel like going through all of them. But overall, I think she's still an amazing character, regardless of the fact that I didn't get to break them. Absolutely insane character. I think she's super powerful. Maybe I might not need the break set, but even with the break set, I was still outplaying good damage if I do decide to later on in the future when if I get some better stats, or not even then. When the actual new sets drop, I'll probably swap her into the new sets, like probably the set of Greed, and I'll put her on that set, and it'll make her much more powerful, just because it's more balanced for breaker type characters, and it makes them more valuable, right? So this one's nice, but it just doesn't give you that much damage increase unless you break them, right? As you can see, when I was fighting the Viridescent Green Forest Mage thing, whatever, I was breaking the boss, but I just was doing so much damage that I just killed the boss before I could actually break the boss, you know? So she's gonna perform extremely well in scenarios where you have a boss who's very powerful, they have a lot of HP, and they're weak to fire, right? I just couldn't showcase it because obviously in a neutral standpoint, like when in neutral boss or whatever over there that I just fought with the break gotch, I just wasn't breaking enough because obviously usually you want to have elemental advantage for good breaks, and she was fire and it was just neutral, and it just couldn't be shown that well. But other than that, like, she does good damage when you saw when I used her versus wind element or whatever you want to call it. She did very good damage, and on top of it, she's able to break. Like, I was really close to breaking it. I didn't, but I could have, right? So that means when you do much more difficult bosses, you will, if they are weak to fire, she's definitely going to be a OP there. That's the only reason why I built her on the break set. Although if you want to use her for everything aside from just breaking, I'd probably just go 4-piece crit or 2-piece crit and 2-piece HP. In my opinion, 4-piece crit though. With this accessory set, in my opinion, just use this one. Don't bother with the other one. The other one's nice, but I feel like just having this is just much more flexible, and you don't have to invest into Lee Ju-hee to, you know, support her, so that way she always has mana or MP or whatever you call it. But yeah, that's going to be the character. I've already been rambling long enough. You know, they call me the Yap Lord, so it is what it is. All right. Appreciate you guys for watching. Just make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.